Real Estate Agents is Jeff Underwood with the Weekly Closer, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga, the man with the plan. How are you doing, Joey?
I'm doing fantastic. And you?
Awesome. We are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs.
Oh, yeah!
And we have an amazing guest with us today. Chris Tiller with Russ Lyon Sotheby's International Realty. How are you doing, Chris?
Great, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm doing awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, man.
Oh, what a pleasure. Thank you.
So we're going to have some fun with Chris, but he mentioned something at the beginning before we even started that I want to ask him about. And the reason I want to ask is because my wife and I like to travel a lot. And you mentioned you and your spouse like to travel a lot.
Yeah, she's addicted.
She's addicted to travel. You mentioned a place you're going to go. Do you mind sharing?
Budapest, Hungary. Yeah, we're going next month. Long week.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Where are some other places that you...
Oh.
I mean...
All over.
All over the place.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one of your favorites, what would you say?
Oh, geez. I really enjoyed Colombia. Colombia was great. And then probably Barcelona in Spain was phenomenal. We're foodies, so we kind of chase the food scene.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. How can you be a foodie and still be in shape?
Portion control. Yeah.
Portion control,
tapas,
is that what it is?
Right? So tapas, you just get the little samples,
Yeah, so you just do it for the taste.
Yeah,
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm about to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Work out, right? And then, portion.
Portion control,
Yes,
that's
portion
the big
control.
one.
Yeah, I just lost a bunch of weight, so I want to make sure that I stay there.
How much weight did you lose?
About 30 pounds.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good for you.
Wow.
Anyway.
What if this one doesn't air for a few months and you've gained it all back?
I know. That'll be funky.
Okay. Well, no, thanks for sharing that. That's awesome that you get to travel. I think a lot of people wish they could. You know, that's one of the top things that baby boomers say today, too, is that they wish they had traveled more when they had the opportunity.
Yeah, you got to make it a priority.
Yeah.
If it's not a priority,
I think you do.
It's your choice to get on a plane. You just got to make it happen.
Yeah, I believe it. Well, share with us, Chris, how long you've been in the business, what compelled you to get in the business, and if you want to share a little bit more about your team structure, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, so I've been in the business about 10 years. It's about my 10th year, coming on 11.
So that means you got in, let me see. So that means you got in 06 or 07?
Yeah, just right middle of 06.
Right before.
Right before. Didn't know any better.
Yeah.
23 at the time. So someone told me that you're rewarded based on your work ethic, and that's kind of how I grew up. So we're a little ahead of the game.
Sorry about that.
Nice.
What was that?
Pulled the trigger.
As soon as he said work ethic, I don't know. My finger flinched and hit a guitar riff there. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I need to put this pen down. It's causing me to reach over to the right.
Yeah, get you one of those spinners.
Sorry about that. It's not as bad as that other one we had where, you know.
That was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
No, hey.
We broke it up a bit.
Yeah.
So been in the business 10 or 11 years now.
Yep.
Rode through the tough times, worked hard, and here you are.
Here we are, yeah. And then team structure, the Lisa Wadey Elite Group. It's a unique team. Most people think of teams more transactional focused on lead generation and things like that. We're much more relationship focused and kind of found ourselves wandering. Lisa was on her own doing great, and then just kind of found herself running into other agents that had like-minded goals. And we just kind of attached onto each other, and it has really worked out well for us, yeah.
That's great. How long now with Sotheby's?
Going on 6 years, yeah.
It's a great organization.
Oh, they're fantastic. Yeah, the support, it's fantastic, yeah.
What would you say right now? What are you doing now to be successful in real estate? You've got a different outlook. You shared with us earlier. You've got a little bit different outlook than I think most agents probably have.
Yeah, I would say my success is based off the end result and the caring of the client. The purchase of the home is really commoditized, and it's pretty easy to, write a contract and negotiate, and all that stuff is really, really important. But understanding kind of their end goals and focusing on what, where they want to end up in 20 years, 30 years, where their kids are going to be. Do they, plan on growing a family? Is their lifestyle to lock the doors and head to the lake for the weekend, or do they want to barbecue in the backyard and have friends over? And where do they want to be in 5 years? That is really what dictates a purchase, in my opinion.
Right.
So we kind of start with the end in mind, work our ways backwards, and then it really tends to shift essentially what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then we don't focus on buy the biggest and best house you can based on interest rates. It's not an investment; it's their home.
Right.
It's a place they're going to raise their family. So it's just important that we focus on the end goal. It's a lifetime relationship commitment that we're making, and it's important that we stay involved in all aspects of it to make a right decision.
Well, I like how you say to fit their lifestyle. I was watching. Have you seen the minimalism documentary?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so I was watching. There was a part where they were talking to an architect, and I think he said too many times people will try to fit their things and their lifestyle into the house itself versus figuring out what house best fits their lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So it's like flipped backwards, right?
Yeah, and the old saying, it doesn't matter what size house you have, eventually you're going to fill it. It's just a product of what we do as humans, filling rooms. And if that doesn't match your lifestyle and you're not interested in a formal dining room or a third-car garage or an RV gate, if it doesn't match what you're going to be doing in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, but you want to be in the house that long, you just need to reevaluate. And that's okay if your end decision is that you still want to move forward. We're not going to talk you out of it. We just want you to make the right decision given the best information.
Yeah. Can you take us through that a little bit as far as, because I know you also help with kind of that wealth management, if you will, kind of that direction to make sure people are going down the right path to fit where they want to be, like you said, in 20 years.
Right.
And you mentioned something earlier about you would like to have, if it's a husband and wife and 3 kids, you'd really like to have everybody present to go through what this looks like. Can you kind of lead us down that a little bit and how the difference between a husband and a wife also kind of plays in?
Yeah, so the relationship isn't just between the transaction of purchasing a home. It's really understanding their dynamic as a couple, and then also with the children as well. I believe it. I mean, it sounds silly, but to see them interact with their children makes a big difference. I mean, if they're active or if they're musical or whatever their desires are to move forward with their kids' education and school districts, I mean, all that comes into play. But like you said, it's really important to understand their dynamic and how they work and sync together. Because you typically have an alpha personality in the relationship. Sometimes it's the wife, sometimes it's the husband. And you just want to make sure you have all viewpoints and that they're all happy and understand the end term goal and the process that's taking place.
Right.
Because if you don't get buy-in early with a purchase like a home, this could be a 3-month process, 6-month process, but it might be a 15-year commitment to a home. And they just all have to be on the same page. And getting them in the same room and understanding that dynamic and the relationship is... It's really the only thing that matters to me. I mean, that's
I like what you said earlier too. You said when we were talking before the show, you mentioned that if you were to sell somebody a house, because any of us that have a license, we could just sell a house, right? But if you were just to sell them a house, and you find out 6 months from now that either spouse really wasn't on board with buying that house, there goes your referral opportunity there, and not only that, but now they're stuck with something that may cause a wedge between that marriage.
Absolutely,
too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. And then I'm part of the problem and not part of the solution, and that's really where it all comes into play. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the relationship's what matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the team structure that you guys have over there?
Yeah, I mean, it's a standard team structure, like most people would understand it. But we, for instance, lead generation. Most people focus on lead generation. Where are we going to get leads from? Buying from Zillow or et cetera. We really don't do that. We just support each other in our strengths. So I'm a relationship person. I don't niche subdivision market. I don't those kinds of things. I just develop out what I've already established by taking care of the people and being the resource that they need for anything.
Yeah.
If they're having a problem with the wife, they can call me and I'll sit down and we'll just try to hash out open lines of communication. If they're having a problem with finances, I can sit down and we can walk through end-term goals with 401ks, or I can give them solutions to whatever problem they have, and I become that resource.
Right.
But you don't get that unless you go to the kids' soccer games and enjoy hanging out with people and liking the person you're hanging out with. So that's my focus. For instance, Lisa, she's a fantastic luxury-focused agent in North Scottsdale. She loves the Silverleaf, DC Ranch area. She's ingrained in that community and the golf courses. She's a high-end producer, and that's her niche, and she does it better than most, if not the best up there by far. You couple that with our integrity and our willingness to work hard, and it's just a natural fit. Yeah.
Right. And then you also talked about Dave Ramsey and kind of the whole money makeover thing that he won, and financial peace, I believe, as well. And you want to elaborate on that at all? I mean,
So I started getting a lot of buyers. I help a lot of public safety members out.
Hashtag Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, hashtag. No. Right? You guys get compensation? No.
No.
So I had a lot of buyers in the public safety realm. I help a lot of policemen, firemen, teachers, EMTs, nurses, all those. There's a big push in that middle income range to focus on debt management.
Yeah.
Dave Ramsey obviously is a big portion of
Right,
that. So I
right.
started to get feedback and language that was attributed to Dave Ramsey. So I said, you know what, if this is where my buyers are headed, I need to understand this process. So
Right.
I got certified as a financial coach with Financial Peace University and Dave Ramsey so I can understand, which is counterintuitive to what a lot of agents talk about, because most agents, they like the 30-year, let's max this thing out, let's get what you really want. And
Yeah.
if a buyer comes to me and says, listen, my goal is to be out of debt, my answer might be that buying a house may not be what you need to do right now. And as an agent, I can talk myself out of a sale and comfortably understand that when they are ready to buy, or they have people in their sphere or in their Financial Peace University class that are ready to buy, I'm the one they're going to come to because they trust me to be in line with their goals that they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
So it's
I like that
fantastic.
a lot.
Yeah.
That really should be the way that it's handled. I know that real estate agent is kind of 3 bad words now.
Yeah, and we do it to
across the
ourselves.
country.
We
but
really do.
It's because we have created a commodity, right? Anyway, that's the way it's seen in the public eye.
It is.
And it shouldn't be that way because
No.
you're right. This is the largest financial purchase that you'll make in your lifetime, and it needs to be done right and for the right reasons.
Right.
I believe. I don't know if you. I think that we are only. I was doing some research the other day. I think that we're only one of 2 countries in the world that offer a 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
And do you remember when they were talking about the 40-year?
Yes.
During the,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
remember
it's
that.
just,
Yeah.
It's kind of like the auto loans over the last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
They're all
Yep.
like 6-year financing.
payday
and-
title loans. I mean,
And I do have a worry about debt right now. I don't know if you've seen, they're estimating that this year that we will surpass the highest household debt load ever.
Ever?
2008 was the previous peak, and we're already almost there. We're almost at $1 trillion in credit card debt, 1.1 trillion in auto loan debt. Debt is a big issue, and I think that people need to definitely pay attention to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, and so how does that not become part of your conversation? If you're not talking to your clients about that in the process of making the biggest financial decision of their life,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're only focused on 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a pool in Gilbert with a good school district, and debt hasn't come up in a relationship, marriage,
Yeah.
you're really missing the ball game. Yeah.
No, I love that. That's awesome. That is
Great
awesome.
stuff.
And they all should. You're right. They all should. I think that the issue is, and I'm going to probably have a lot of agents not like me right now. I think the issue is they maybe don't know that these things are happening.
That's true.
And we have to. I believe as an agent we have to understand the economy if we're going to sell houses,
Right.
Because that's a big part of the economy, and it's a big part of the debt, right? All right, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, it's all good info. This is what it's all about.
Okay, are you ready to get in the ring with the Maniacs?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. Rock and roll. Should we get the masks on now? We can get them on later. What's the best advice anyone has ever given you?
Learn from other people's mistakes.
Good one.
That's very good. How about your favorite mobile app, whether that's personal or business? Don't say Zillow.
I like Medium.
What is it?
Medium?
Medium.
Yeah, it's a
blogging platform.
It's a blogging platform.
Yeah.
You kind of pick your interests, and then you get updates. If you're sitting in an office or whatever for 2 minutes, it tells you how quick you can read the whatever article it is.
Right.
So if you
Check
just have
that one
time to
out.
kill, you can do personal finance, you can do relationships, whatever you feel like you want to grow in. It's fantastic.
And you can set it to the categories.
Yep, you pick your categories, and
Oh, that's
exactly.
neat.
And then you can subscribe to specific authors that you find you hit it off with. It's really good. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. How about share with the listeners one book that you would recommend?
Oh, one book.
And mostly agents are listening. So what do you think?
Agents.
Yes.
The disc profile, the disc
Okay.
book. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and you actually talked about that earlier. And
Yeah.
I know that we're getting closer to the end here, but you mentioned that it's that with the husbands and wives, right?
Yeah.
They might have different disc profiles.
Right.
And if you understand how to work with different types of people, you can definitely help them make the right decision.
Yeah, and just make sure you reverse engineer it. Most people assume the disc is for me to understand how I'm going to communicate with you so that you can understand me, and it's completely the opposite. I need to understand how when you talk to me, what you mean.
Got it.
That way I understand where you're coming from. So if I understand where you're coming from, then we can work together to achieve the goal that you're looking for, as opposed to I need to make sure you understand my sales pitch. That's totally backwards thinking. You got to reverse engineer it, understand where they're coming from so that you guys can get on the same page.
Got it. Chris
Good
is
stuff.
a real estate professional and
Good stuff.
psychologist.
Yes.
No. How about one productivity tool or software that you use on a daily basis?
Oh, I'm starting to get back into Top Producer, which irks me, but I need it. Yeah. Yeah, probably top producer. Just a
CRM.
CRM. Yeah, CRM. The problem I have with CRMs, it's they distance the relationship in a lot of ways. There's a lot of scripting involved that creates a gap where, if I don't have a relationship with someone, but I happen to be calling you one time on your birthday every year, totally insincere, absolutely insincere. So the CRM is helping in that, most of the time, hey, I'm calling you because we're going to go hang out. It's an expectation of our relationship that I'm going to see you on your birthday, not, hey, I'm going to call you once a year because I wrote down on an info sheet card that you signed in during an open house that I call you because your cat's birthday is this week. People think that that's going to gain a relationship, and if anything, it pushes people off. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And one more question. You can just draw it out of this mask here.
Oh, boy.
And we'll see what it is.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Velvet mask.
Tell us something most people don't know about you.
That's a good one.
Expecting my first daughter, October 25th.
All right.
Oh,
That's
you
exciting.
heard it here first.
Yeah. First child, so that's exciting. Yeah, most people don't know.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Is the wife okay letting you share that with everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
She's good. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's great, man.
Thank you.
Any last minute things you want to?
No, I appreciate
you're
you guys
good?
getting this
All right,
information out here.
good.
Right? That's it's awesome that you guys do this. Thank you.
All right. Well, if an agent wanted to reach out, maybe just to grab a cup of coffee with you or something. What? How would they reach out to you?
Yeah, just on my
Website
cell
or-
phone. Yeah,
Okay.
cell phone's good. Personal, so that's fine. 602-561-1346. Anytime.
All right. All right. He likes coffee.
I do
don't
like
know if
coffee.
Do you
Yeah.
like
Oh.
coffee? Okay. I just threw
Survive
that one in
us
there.
too.
I just threw that one in
Yeah,
there.
I love it.
Well, thanks so much for being in.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
Awesome.
it. Great
And
experience.
from Security Title Studios in the heart of Biltmore, this is Jeff Underwood along with,
Joey Sampaga.
and we're signing off. Have a fantastic day. Take care.
Good job.
Yeah, it was great.
That was a great show. That was a great show.
Thank you.
I like that
Love
show.
it, love it.
I like that show a lot.
You guys are awesome.
The Weekly Closer podcast is sponsored by Jake Krabby, NMLS number 877141 at Academy Mortgage. Are you looking to buy or refinance a home? Jake Krabby is your mortgage professional. Contact Jake at 480-442-9291. Jake Krabby is a loan officer at Academy Mortgage, NMLS number 877141. State license for Arizona number 0920357, AZBK number 0904081, and New Mexico number 877141. Academy Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 3113, and New Mexico 01451. Call 480-442-9291. Address 15333 North Pima Road, Suite 205, Scottsdale, Arizona 85260. Academy Mortgage is an equal housing